Hi, and welcome to Spanish River High School's Coffee Talk. My name is Natalie Havens. I'm one of the school counselors here, and today we're going to have a coffee talk on GPA information. We have the lovely Mrs. Passatempo, another school counselor of ours, who will be presenting. So I'll go ahead and let her take it away.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for listening about this GPA information session. So today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the difference between GPA and HPA, how it's calculated. So today let's start with the meaning of GPA. GPA is one of the most important factors considered for the college admissions process. GPA is the grade point average, which is unweighted, and HPA is the honors point average, which is weighted. So that's all the higher level classes, honors, dual enrollment, and AP or ACE classes. So GPA grade point average and HPA honor point average are weighted differently by a point value system. So we'll go over the regular line first. So if your child earns an A in a regular section, the most quality points that they could earn is a 4.0. In an honor section, those classes are weighted a bit higher. So if they earn an A in those classes, the highest quality points would be a 4.5. And then the AP and ACE class are the highest valued classes that are going to impact the HPA. So if your child earns an A, they get 6 quality points towards their overall HPA. So here's how the students' grades work for non-EOC classes. Final grades for each semester are equated by quarter 1, which is 40%, quarter 2, which is 40%, the exam grade, which is 20%, and all of that averaged together will bring you to their semester grade. That's semester 1, and then semester 2 will repeat itself, and then that will bring their grade to a semester 2 grade. So on this slide, we have the conversion chart. So just for easy reference, if your child earns an A quarter 1 for the first 9 weeks, and then a B quarter 2 for the second 9 weeks, if they score a D on the final exam, they're going to average out to a B for the semester. That's that second line. Yeah, right. So this is a good conversion chart because you can kind of play around with it and just give yourself different examples of how the grades will look and appear on the transcript. They're not going to be a numeric grade. They're going to be a letter grade. EOCs are calculated a little bit different. We have 4 EOCs. They're in Algebra 1, Geometry, Biology, and U.S. History. So here's the breakdown on how they are calculated. Quarter 1 is 22% of their full year grade. Quarter 2 is another 22%. Quarter 3, 22%. And quarter 4, 22%. Then they'll take their midterm, which is 12% of their grade. And then at the very end of the year, they're going to sit for their end of the year course exam. And that's going to equate to 30% of their grade. So all of this calculated together will bring them their full year grade. So this is not breaking down in semesters like non-EOC classes. This is a full year graded class. So how does GPA calculate? Here's another conversion chart on an example on how they would calculate. So non-EOC classes, remember, are semester based. So first quarter, second quarter, exam, and then their semester grade. EOC classes, it's first quarter, second quarter, their midterm, then their third quarter, their fourth quarter, EOC, and then they'll get their full year grade at the very end of the year. So grade forgiveness. A minimum GPA to graduate from high school is a 2.0. That's a C average or better. If a student earns a D or an F first semester or a year-long grade, students can retake the class for what we call grade forgiveness. We offer summer school programs. They can retake a class on FLVS. They have different pathways, so they'll work with their counselor in that in particular area if needed for grade forgiveness. If they need it, they may not ever need it. But again, that only works for grades that are a D or an F. Sorry, Natalie, thank you. Okay, so graduation requirements. 24 credits are required to graduate from a public high school. They no longer need their virtual online class, so we don't have to pay attention to the parentheses there. But they do need to pass their 10th grade FSA. They need to get a level 3 or above on that exam. Same with the Algebra 1 EOC. They need to score a level 3 or above on that exam. They need a 2.0 GPA on all of their courses, minimum. They need 1 full credit of PE. So the classes for PE would be team sports and personal fitness, or HOPE on FLVS for both semesters. If your child plays on a JV or varsity sport, they can get a PE waiver. If they are in marching band, half of the PE credit will be waived, but they will still be required to take that personal fitness course. And of course, if your child is on the ACE diploma track and earn the ACE diploma by their junior year, they will qualify for a PE waiver as well. They will also need a 1 full practical or performing fine arts credit. They'll need personal financial literacy. And then they'll need 20 hours minimum of community service hours. This is always going to be due by December 1st of their junior year in 11th. So that's 11th grade.
And let me just pop in here real quick. Yes, there's no longer a virtual class needed. So I'm glad you pointed that out. And also just to keep in mind, marching band, it is actually the full credit as of this year. So it's the full credit for PE, which is kind of nice for our marching band students.
Thank you for pointing that out.
We'll update that too.
All right, so we have a bunch of tutoring here on campus. We have a bunch of National Honor Society, Math Club tutoring, English tutoring, biology tutoring, and geometry tutoring. So if you click that hyperlink in the biology tutoring, it will take you to the calendar. And it's a good visual because you could see exactly when these clubs are offering their tutoring during the students' lunch period. Okay. Thank you. That's all for us. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you so much for joining us. And thank you, Mrs. Passatempo, for doing this.
No problem.
Bye.